Good morning. So it is that time of year where people are looking at their goals for next year, looking at the year that was, reflecting, and all of that sort of thing as well. So I wanted to do a really quick video today on fear and procrastination. So where you are working towards something and you're or maybe you're too scared to start, you know that there's something big on your heart that you'd like to do, but you're too scared to start, or if you're just procrastinating on keeping things moving. I am going to do a long video in the next couple of days around the goal setting framework that I use with my coaching clients. So it's really comprehensive, goes into detail about things like the reasons why you want your goal, the energetics behind it, and setting up a really good plan. And what I find with that framework is that people achieve their goals more frequently because there's a bit more structure. We've really delved into the emotional side of things and the energetic side of things. And we all know how important that is to actually give us the motivation and the discipline to keep going every day to do what we need to do to achieve what we're trying to achieve. So today I'm just going to touch on one of those things that can happen, whether we're achieving a goal or just in life in general, or as we're halfway through doing something, and that can just really stop us in our tracks. And that's fear and, of course, procrastination being one of the big time wasters as well. So, first things first, if you have a goal or a habit or something that you are either doing or want to be doing, every day, or a big goal for the future or anything like that, we want to make sure that our motivation is a pull towards motivation, not a push away motivation. And the reason for this is because of the energy and the reasoning behind it. So motivation is kind of bullshit, right? Motivation, we can have for a really short amount of time. What we need to keep going with things, even when they're not going well, or that there's always these crappy little tasks that we have to do to get to the big end result. In order to keep going with that, we need to make sure that the energy behind it is more like a discipline, like we want to do it even though we don't want to do it, if that makes sense, as opposed to motivation, which is like, yeah, I feel really good and inspired right now, and then the next day when I don't do the thing. So we want to make sure that we're pulling towards what we want, not pushing away from what we don't want. So there's an energy behind going to the gym every day that says, like, if I am going to the gym every day because I want my body to feel healthy, that's a really different energy to I'm going to the gym every day because I hate my body the way it is. I just want to look different because I hate it. The energy behind that and the motivation and discipline that comes from those energies is really, really different. So make sure that you really understand your reason for doing something or wanting something. And if you find that it's a push away motivation, so getting away from something that you currently have, just reframe it to a pull towards what you do want instead. And then that will really help with that motivation, discipline type piece as well. And look, aside from that, it's about having something to look forward to and work towards and be kind of excited about, as opposed to really dismissing where we are now and dismissing ourselves and what we've done and how far we've come. And it's, we never want to talk to ourselves like we hate what we currently have or are or do, right? That's not good for you emotionally. All right. Then the next thing I would ask yourself, if you have a big goal in the world where you're going to, especially if you're going to impact a lot of people, I would ask yourself, how imperative is this to people that I help? Like, how important is this goal to the world? And if I don't do this, who misses out? That's really a big motivator for people, because if your goal is to help a certain type of person in the community, or maybe it was someone just like you, often we find that our purpose comes from the pit in our own life. So what that means is that we're out there wanting to help people that are just like us. And if we were looking around for somebody to help us when we were in our pit and we couldn't find that person, how important is it for you to be that person when other people are in their same pit? So really ask yourself these questions, because it can be very motivating to understand, well, if I don't do it, this person's they're not going to have what they needed, just like I didn't have what I needed. Now, if your goal, your goal might not be something like that, it might be something else, but generally speaking, our wiring is to serve. So if you find that you're lacking motivation to do the big thing, ask yourself, who will miss out if I don't do it? How imperative is this to humanity, to society, to one single person? How is this going to change one person's life? And sometimes that can give us that little boost in motivation there as well. And then if that's true, if you can list who's going to miss out, why it's important, then the next question is, can I afford therefore not to do it? Like, if I don't do it, will someone else do it? If not, can I afford not to do it? Like, how important is this? And then the next question is to really look at how much time we have. So, do I have time to waste my time and my energy on thinking about should I do it, should I not do it, watching TV instead of doing it, doing scrolling on social media instead of doing the thing? Like, do I actually have time and energy that I can spend on not doing it? And how much am I going to delay this? Because my life is so, so short and precious. And go back to my video about how much time we actually have. It will scare you. Well, it should scare you. It definitely scared me the first time I did it. And it scared me into action. I realized how short and how little time I actually have to do things. And I didn't want to spend any more time wasting on thinking about doing stuff instead of taking action. So this can really help you to just take imperfect action. Take the first step, keep going. Yeah, really motivating to really think about how much time do I actually have to do this and how much time do I have to spend on not doing it. Um, and then the final question is, if not now, when? And if not me, who? So if you don't do it now, when are you going to do it? Like, and that's a legitimate question. Is there a time in 12 months' time where you can schedule it in to do it? Or is it just like right now you can't? Or is it that, with the previous question, you've realized, well, I actually can't afford not to spend any time on this. Like I have to do it right now. So if not now, then when? And that can sometimes prompt you to start straight away. And then if not me, who? So every time you don't live your dream, someone else is gonna. Someone else is gonna just do the thing and live your dream. If is that okay with you? Because that wouldn't be okay with me. When I thought about this question the first time, I went, oh, that's not okay with me that someone else gets to live my dream and I don't. I just need to do the thing, right? So there you go. Just a couple of questions to ask yourself, a couple of thought-provoking concepts, ways to turn it around when you are just kind of frozen in the fear or you find that you are procrastinating, especially on some of those bigger things. And yeah, as always, please reach out if you do have any questions or concerns. My Instagram is Power Peace Prosper. My email address is powerpeaceprosper@gmail.com. Obviously, I've got stuff happening on socials all the time. I've also got a number of programs coming up. So for December, I'm actually doing some special mini offers. I just spoke on stage recently to a couple of hundred people about my journey from corporate life to coaching and living a life that I want instead of a life that I should. And it really inspired me to just put out a couple of mini offers for December only. They're not going to carry on past that. So they're really low time investment because, this time of year, who's got time? Really low cost investment as well, just because they're mini offerings and tastings. And then they're super high impact. So we're going to hone in on like one specific issue that you're dealing with, one emotional block that you're dealing with, or we could set one goal, or I might do a one-to-one breath work session with you, or a nervous system regulation or stress management session with you. But we're just going to pick one topic, and there's all different various like offerings and amounts of time for coaching and things like that. And then the other thing is, if you just want to kind of find out what it's like having a coach, what's it like having a personal trainer, but for your life and for your mind and for your emotional state, I've got a little sampler there as well to do a little bit of coaching with me in December. And we're going to get, one big issue nailed once and for all, or we're going to get a nice big goal set, or we're going to do some stress management and breath work together. So All of those offerings are available on my Instagram, or you can certainly reach out via email. So powerpeaceprosper@gmail.com if you want any more information about those. The other thing is I've got 35% off. I've jumped on the Black Friday, the Black Friday palaver. So I basically got 35% off right now across all of my coaching products. So my coaching products, which is like my packs of coaching sessions, my one-off coaching sessions, and then of course my 10-week holistic life overhaul program, which is going to be a small group coaching container with also personal one-to-one coaching as well. So many resources, so much value in that one. And it's all 35% off until the 9th of December. And if you want any more information or a discovery call to figure out what that's about, just reach out to me and we can do that. In the meantime, hope that you have a beautiful week.